Good morning. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith here again at the National Weather Service in Pocatello with another edition of your weather hazard briefing for Southeast Idaho. Today is Thursday, November 18th. So, taking a look at the next 4 or 5 days or so, no impacts expected yet out of our next system for most of the day today. We're going to see clouds gradually thickening as the day goes on. We're going to see those clouds come down a little lower in the sky as far as aviation interests go, but really not expecting any real impacts out of this system until after midnight tonight. So if you do have travel or recreation plans for your Thursday across the region, you are looking pretty good. Expecting that precipitation to overspread the region generally during the overnight hours tonight, between about midnight and 6 a.m. from west to east. Still looking at fairly light precipitation amounts, particularly for lower elevation areas. So what this is really still suggesting to us that travel impacts are going to be pretty limited, if even existent at all, as you get down to the lower elevations, particularly below 6,000 feet. That's going to be the case even with still some potential for some snow to mix in on Friday morning. Again, that's that period where temperatures will be coldest and we'll have the initial wave of precipitation with this system overspreading the area, so we'll have a good overlap of both of those elements, but just not seeing the coverage and the intensity that out of the precipitation that we would need to really get problematic snowfall occurring down in places like the Snake Plain. I'll show you that a little bit graphically here in just a moment. Friday's the main show, and then just some light lingering snow showers on Saturday, mostly in the eastern highlands. Things will be tapering off throughout the day. Quiet with high pressure building in for your Sunday and Monday. And starting to see a little more agreement in the models for our next system moving in Tuesday, Wednesday timeframe next week. The models have kind of been all over the place with, is this system going to come through? Is it going to go south of us, north of us? What's the timing going to look like? And it looks like they're starting to come together with a little bit more of a consensus on that Tuesday, Wednesday timeframe next week. Laying all this out here over the next few days, really just one system here in the next 5 days that we're worried about. Quiet weather today, like I mentioned, no concerns. Also quiet weather under that high pressure on Sunday and Monday. And we're still holding with really minor impacts here down at most of our lower elevation areas outside the mountain passes here. Just mix of rain and snow with Friday being the main event. Saturday, too, if you remember yesterday's briefing, we actually expanded the chance of some lingering rain and snow showers to most of our forecast area here, at least the mountain zones. And once again, the guidance is trending back on that a little bit. We've really pulled back that potential into the southern and eastern highland regions, maybe early on in the South Hills down toward Oakley and Malta, but really southern and eastern highlands on Saturday, particularly during the morning, and just very light snow shower activity. Additional accumulations, generally about an inch or less out of that as you go through the day there. Satellite showing that system on its way in. You can see all of this cloud cover here approaching the western coast of the United States. There's a little bit of a spin out here in the ocean, a little bit of kind of a localized low pressure center, but really this is a nice big open trough that's going to come plowing into the region. As we zoom in here on the satellite image, a little closer to Idaho, you can see those high level clouds already overspreading the region. As you wake up this morning, already going to see some broken cloud cover region wide, and we'll just see that thickening up throughout the day as the system approaches. No watches, warnings, advisories in effect, and we're right up against this system, but we're just not seeing accumulations high enough to trigger our thresholds for a winter weather advisory, for example, for some of the harder hit areas, but still expecting some impacts at the passes. Normally what I'd like to do too with the system moving in is give you some idea of the hour by hour progression, particularly start time of the snowfall. Really don't have tools in the toolbox to do that this morning. What we're seeing on the high-res models that we like to lean on for that hourly resolution, just a lot of what looks like contamination from cloud cover showing up as precipitation and really not giving a helpful picture of what's going to happen. So what I do think is precipitation will arrive around midnight or a little bit after here as you get into the western central mountains and maybe down into the eastern Magic Valley. And then between about midnight and 6 a.m. or so, we'll see that activity overspread the forecast area from west to east so that just prior to sunrise, we should have rain and snow showers reaching all the way over to the Wyoming border. So hopefully that's a little bit helpful for your planning purposes going into early Friday morning. High temperatures today, pretty seasonable for this time of year, generally getting up into the upper 30s to low 40s as usual. Warmest readings are down here in the eastern Magic Valley into the Raft River region, but Stanley and Chalice getting up into the 40s. Cooler readings holding up here in the northeast for places like Du Bois and Island Park. Storm total snow really hasn't changed that much across the region. All of our mountain passes are seeing a chance to get about 1 to 3 inches of snow. I think most of that will be during the day on Friday. Best chance for snow sticking to the roadways, probably Friday morning, but generally from just before sunrise Friday, continuing throughout the day. Watch out for some slick conditions over all of our mountain passes. The other area, kind of two areas that we're watching, Island Park and Ashton, really that US 20 corridor right up through Fremont County, has pretty good temperature profile and pretty good precipitation forecast there for some snow to accumulate throughout the day. Generally 1 to 3 inches, I think, is a good forecast for that area. A little bit lower confidence on accumulations down into the Teton Valley, but a chance for at least an inch there down into Driggs and Victor. So there will be some impacts up in that area as well. But outside of that, particularly as you drop below 6,000 feet, just really not seeing a lot of snow that's going to stick around given warmer temperatures during Friday afternoon. Show you two probabilistic graphics here again to kind of help you plan things out. This is the probability of seeing at least a dusting of snow out of this system. And you might be noticing, if you watched our briefing yesterday, these numbers have come up quite a bit. You know, why is that? Well, it's really just because our confidence is increasing. As we get closer and closer to the start of the event and the model data all comes into sync and we have good consistency, our confidence increases in how this is going to play out. And that's reflected in this guidance that comes out of some of our systems. So really solidifying some of these high numbers for places like Stanley, Island Park, Driggs, where we're definitely going to see snow sticking down to the ground. Still just not going to happen based on the temperature profile out here for Shoshone, Oakley, Burley, probably over to American Falls, looking at about a 0% chance of seeing any snow sticking down that low. Pocatello, probably not. A little bit better chance as you get up on the benches and some of the higher elevations, but other than that, about a 25% chance here in the Pocatello area, which means there's about a 75% chance that we're not going to see snow sticking in the area. Those probabilities increase as you head up through Idaho Falls and Rexburg. I think this region up here across Arco, Du Bois, and Rexburg, a little bit better shot at seeing at least a dusting of snow during Friday morning and then melting as those temperatures increase during the afternoon. Now step out to probability of at least 1 inch of snow or more, and really not looking for that at all down here across the entire Snake Plain corridor, at least south and west of Rexburg. But pretty good chances of seeing an inch of snow, at least up in Stanley, Island Park, and Driggs, all looking better up there. So if you're looking to kind of plan some guardrails here for travel across the region, recreation, treating roadways, staffing crews for roadways, hopefully this information is helpful in that process. Temperatures on Friday, again, as the storm is going on, heading towards some warm enough readings that rain will be the predominant precipitation type below about 6,000 feet. But you can certainly see temperatures may hold cold enough for snow throughout the day up here in Fremont County in the Island Park area along US 20. Driggs, this is why we have lower confidence as far as snow sticking. I think Friday morning is your best shot before temperatures probably will warm enough to melt things there in the Teton Valley. You can see the rest of the readings here. Saturday, post-system, a little bit cooler with high temperatures in the upper 30s to very low 40s across southeast Idaho. A few lingering snow showers east of I-15 on Saturday, but generally looking for an inch or less of additional accumulation during the day. Sunday, starting to see some sun mix into the picture, high pressure building in, quiet conditions, a break between systems, and here are your high temperatures generally in the 30s to low 40s once again, and that rounds out your weekend. So again, all eyes on this system with the greatest impacts at the mountain passes and up in the Island Park area with quiet conditions following that. Some areas starting Saturday, unless you're east of I-15, but particularly Sunday and Monday in between these two systems. Questions, comments, concerns, of course, we're here 24/7. Feel free to reach out via email or phone or find Weather Service Pocatello on Facebook or Twitter. You can send us reports and photos and ask us questions there as well. And everybody have a wonderful Thursday.